Hello, my name is Kurt, and I shouldn't be smoking indoors, but I didn't choose the thug life. The thug life chose me. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster, breaking all the rules. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about a rather touchy occult topic: energy vampirism. Now, I've been seeing a lot of New Agers, people in the esoteric community, people on YouTube, claiming there is defense against psychic vampires. To throw psychic shields around yourself, energetic shields, visualize spikes and flaming swords and mirrors and all this stuff, and that'll reflect and deter energy vampires. Yes, this might work on uninitiated and unawakened energy vampires, but I want to get into something deeper. Now, I do not know if gods or beings or any of this stuff exists, but I do know one thing. Energy does exist. How do I know this? Well, look at nature, look at life, look at humans. You eat, that's a form of energy. You breathe, that's a form of energy. Look at the trees, they absorb oxygen through their leaves, that's a form of energy. They drain water through their roots, that's a form of energy. Look at the sun, the moon. These are all sources of energy. Without them we wouldn't exist. Now, to say that we are not energetic beings is completely foolish. We are energetic beings in one way or another. And there are some people in the metaphysical community that study occult things, and they know how to take advantage of all these energy sources, and they know how to use energy. Now, a good book I recommend on this is The Vampire Codex, or something like that, by the author Michelle Belanger. And she claims that there are a lot of people that are actually true energy vampires that are born with this sort of soul, with kind of messed up energy centers and stuff like that, and they actually need to feed to survive. Now, I just want to say that through personal experience and through things like these, I can say that these techniques work and that true energy vampires do exist. Those that the New Agers say that you could use energy shields or whatever are unawakened energy vampires. They're people that do not know what they are doing. They might be doing it by accident. Now, there are people that study metaphysics, witches, sorcerers, left-hand path followers, that actually use energy vampirism to their advantage. They drain the energy off of unawakened, uninitiated people, and they use that to their advantage. They drain that energy as sort of an energy boost to themselves, but also to their rituals, you know? And I just wanted to say that there really is no defense against a true psychic vampire. Now, I know I'm probably going to get a lot of criticism. Oh, there must be a way, there must be a way. You have to fight fire with fire. You have to sort of vampirize yourself to defeat a true energy vampire. Because energy vampires are intelligent, charming, witty. They understand psychology. They know how to manipulate people. They understand metaphysics. They understand all these things. They know how to dress. They know how to smell. They know everything. They use everything to their advantage to fool people. What are you looking at me like that for? I'm not an energy vampire, I swear. Anyway, these people are very intelligent, very manipulative. And like I said, these shields are useless these shields are useless against the real energy vampire. Because think about it for a second. They are energy vampires. They feed off of energy. It doesn't matter what kind it is. and you are using your true essence, your true energy, to put a bubble or a shield of energy around yourself, whether it be spikes or flaming swords or whatever, it is still a source of energy. You're using energy to make a shield around yourself. That shield will be an appetizer for a true energy vampire. They will drain that shield, no matter what it is, no matter if it's made out of spikes or whatever the hell you want to do, and they will pierce to your deep essence and drain you further. How do I know this? Because I've dated witchy women. I've dabbled in the occult. I've done these things myself. I'm not gonna lie. There's ways. You could go to church. There's a lot of people that go to church and they rally up a lot of energy. It doesn't matter what kind of place of worship it is. People in places of worship rally up all this energy, but they don't know how to project it. It is not projected anywhere. Not even the priest most of the time knows how to project it, because they're not real kind of priests. The energy stagnates in that place and it dwindles away, and it seeps into certain things, into the altar, into the chalice, into all this stuff. And a true energy vampire could enter a church and he could sap and siphon all that energy for himself. It's going nowhere anyway, it's a waste of energy pretty much, so some intelligible people actually use this to their advantage. Now, there are various ways that a true energy vampire leeches energy. One of the ways is through eye contact. Prolonged eye contact. They have a weird kind of pull towards them. You look in their eyes and you either want to look away because you feel something's weird, or you're drawn to them. And there's a saying that says, eyes are the windows to the soul, and this is absolutely true. Our eyes are sort of receptacles for energy. We sort of perceive things through this. Energy flows in and out of our eyeballs. And an energy vampire knows that this is a gateway, especially when somebody's on drugs. What happens? Their pupils dilate. The entry into their soul, pretty much into their essence, opens up. This is a feasting ground for a true energy vampire. Any place where there's a lot of drug use. Clubs, raves. They don't even need to use drugs. It's another thing I wanted to get into. Energy vampirism is sort of like I said, a lot of people may think that this is crazy, but like I said, I am sort of a witch. I know how energy feels. I know how energy works. I have been in contact with energy vampires before. I have been drained of energy. I could tell you how it truly feels. I'm not talking about a regular energy vampire that he walks in the room and you feel all depressed or sad afterwards. No, I'm talking about true energy vampires that leech your essence and you feel freaking half freaking dead after meeting with them. There was a specific girl that I had sexual relations with. I actually had numerous encounters with energy vampires that were females. Some of them actually taught me energy vampirism itself. And another way that an energy vampire leeches energy is through physical touch. They place their hands upon you, they shake your hand, they do all these things, and through the hands the energy flows. You can see this in Reiki, you can see this in energy healing. Our hands are sort of projectiles for energy. This is why Wiccans use branches, wands, swords as sort of a pointer for that energy. And what happens here is that you can initiate a deep feeding off of physical touch, especially sexual intercourse. There was this one specific scenario where I was having sex with this one girl, and she got pissed off for some reason. She was all moody and stuff like that, and she just got mad for some reason, and she's like, oh, just hurry up, just finish. And she was in a bitchy mood, and she kind of just laid there like a dead fish, and I felt like I was, pretty much masturbating myself with a vagina. It wasn't even sex to me. And I was like, fuck it, fuck her moodiness and fuck her, literally. You get me? I was like, fuck it, I have my dick in a vagina already. Like, getting laid is sort of like not necessarily a rare occurrence, but it's not that easy for uh, for men to get laid as often as they want. So you have to take advantage of any chance you get, you know. So I'm like, fuck it, you know, whatever. And then I sort of started feeling like this sort of like this weird emotions, this sort of siphoning, this draining type of feeling. I was like, what the fuck? I'm just gonna finish because this feels weird. Like normally I like to prolong it as much as possible, but in this one scenario I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna like finish already, whatever. And then like I finished, and then I was just laying there, and she was just kind of like speechless and just like still moody. And I was laying there staring at the ceiling, like just feeling so fucking weird. Like I never felt this way before. I felt so like emotionally drained and dead, and like usually after sex you feel great, right? But in this scenario it's like I felt terrible. I truly felt terrible. And a lot of people could say, oh yeah, that's just physical stuff, whatever. Alright, let me give you another example. Now, like I said, all these examples may seem like, oh yeah, that's just physical exhaustion, whatever. Here's what it was. I didn't sleep for 2 days in a row, or 3 days I think it was at that time. I was completely physically just tired, and nothing would keep me awake. Coffee, stimulants, all this stuff did not work. I would fall asleep even on all that stuff. This girl, she did this weird thing, right? She kissed me. But through the way she kissed me, she kind of like sort of blew air into me, like sort of into my lungs, but it wasn't air. It felt weird. And instantly after that kiss, I felt so revitalized. I felt like I could run 100 miles. Now, a lot of people could say, oh yeah, dude, that's just adrenaline kicking in. If you don't sleep for 3 fucking days, no adrenaline will save your ass from going unconscious. I'm telling you. And even if it was adrenaline, it would have faded away 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours after the kiss. But no, man, this was like full blown energy for like the whole day. I didn't even need to sleep. And it was quite an interesting experience. An experience of energy drain that I have of myself is that, obviously there's that church example, there's eye contact, whatever. This is sort of a tool of a left-hand path person. You don't have to be kind of born an energy vampire to practice energy vampirism. But there's a lot of people that get hooked on it. It's like a drug because this feels better than anything I could possibly explain. It's like it's a rush. Like I know a lot of people may criticize me, whatever, but I've done my share of psychoactive substances, and I could tell you that those are crap in comparison. Like this is true visceral energy. Like your senses, like time kind of slows down. It's not that time slows down, it's like you're perceiving time at an altered state. So you could be walking through a crowd and to you they're moving kind of like in slow motion. Everything kind of feels like a dream, but they're really moving in normal speed. But your perception of everything changes, and the way you feel, and you feel so alive. You start laughing like these weird laughs, like almost like kind of demonic laughter. Like it's so weird, and your senses increase, your senses heighten, your sense of touch, your sense of smell, your sense of hearing. Now this may seem like something out of a comic or a movie, but this stuff does exist. I'm just trying to warn people out there. I dabbled into it myself. I have drained energy from people, and I have experienced it myself. Like I said, I've known other left-hand practitioners that did practice energy vampirism, but they get stuck in it. That's their main source of energy. They keep feeding it. It becomes an addiction. And it's worse than any physical addiction because you're draining the life force sort of out of living things, out of human beings, you know. It's not just like drugs where you're kind of harming yourself. No, like this is kind of you're leeching off of other people. You are a leech. This is why to me it was filthy, because you absorb everything about that person. You absorb kind of all their bad energies, good energies. If you're a good energy vampire, you know how to transmute that and change that into raw, unaltered energy. Now, like I said, this all pretty much exists as a form of energy. As a magician, you use energy to alter reality, to cast spells. All these things are really energy. It's sort of like a mental change, but it's also something that happens. You feel the energy. Like I said in my previous video of energy sensing or whatever, you feel these things. You can know when there's a true energy vampire present. It is a truly draining thing. Like I said, it's not just your mood changes or whatever, it's vitality being leached from you. And there's different ways that energy vampires could do this. If you come in contact with a real energy vampire, these are ruthless sons of a bitches. They will get a link. They will drain you in your dreams. They will do all these things. They are ruthless. That's why I said there's no true defense against an energy vampire except fighting fire with fire. I do not recommend fighting fire with fire, but in this scenario, it seems to be the only way from my experience, because you could try all these different spells of defense and all this stuff, but you're just working with energy. And an energy vampire is a person who is such an expert on energy that they leech everything that you throw out. You know, you do defense spells, all this, they leech all that. They invade your dreams. They leech your energy through there. Like I said, they could take links. They use, they could acquire a piece of your, you know, a piece of your hair or whatever, and they will have a link to you, and they will drain you repeatedly. And the only way I fought off energy vampires in my own experiences, like I said, to fight fire with fire, to become a better energy vampire than they have ever been. They're trying to drain you, drain those motherfuckers back way better. Give them a taste of their own medicine. Drain. Like, this is this is like expert. This is like advanced occult knowledge here. So to regular people, they won't know what the hell I'm talking about. They won't even know how energy feels. They won't even know how to drain energy. They won't even know how to work with energy. But if you're sort of experienced in this and you're feeling that your vitality is being leached, try to figure out who that person is. If you don't know who that person is, meditate, sit and focus on whatever you feel that is leaching your vitality. Just visualize in your mind you know, that thing that may be draining your vitality, and then sort of do affirmations. You cannot drain my energy anymore, all this stuff. But like I said, drain the energy from the source. Drain their energy until they're so... Because the thing about true energy vampires is they feed on easy prey. They feed on unawakened. They feed on people that are just new into the new age community or whatever, and they don't know what they are doing and all this stuff. So they charm all these people, and they manipulate all these people because they're easy targets. But like I said, you cannot fall victim to this. If you feel that something's going on, you must learn how to drain. You must learn how to work with energy, and you must learn how to drain back. Because if you drain a true energy vampire of all their essence, they will feel so weak. They will move on to another target. They don't want to mess with those advanced in magical knowledge because they know they can't win. They know it's too much effort. It's too much of a game to play, you know? It's not worth it, because once you're aware of their true nature, they kind of move on already, you know, because they move on to weaker targets. Why the hell should they waste their time with somebody advanced that is draining them and giving them, you know, putting up a fight if they could find easy, willing victims that don't know what the hell is going on, you know? So you must become advanced, you must become knowledgeable of this, and you must drain them as much as you possibly can. And if you drain, like I said, if you drain a true energy vampire of his essence or her essence or whatever, they will leave, because they will feel so weakened, so devitalized. They will feel so terrible, and they will know that you are not a person to be fucked with. They cannot win against you. Like I said, you have to fight fire with fire, because if you throw up all these psychic shields, if you throw up all this new age mumbo jumbo, it's a source of energy. Like I said, that energy shield that you put up will be an appetizer for a true energy vampire. These are really witty people. Like I said, they drain energy from links. They do not have to be anywhere near you. You could be halfway across the world, and if you know a true energy vampire, if that person is a true energy vampire, they will leech your energy without remorselessly. And you can try all this shit. You could try going to New Age shops and doing all these things. It won't work because you have to fight that battle yourself. It is spiritual warfare. Good versus evil. The weak versus the strong. See, energy vampires are inherently weak because they need to use other people's vitality to survive. As a magician, as a person that works with the source, you have no need for this. You could dabble in energy vampirism, sure. As a left-hand path practitioner, you can do this. I have tried it before, and it works as an extra form of energy, and it's sort of a boost, but like I said, it becomes addiction, it becomes a weakness, it becomes so unnecessary. It is not a state that anybody should stay in for long enough. It is not an ability that anybody should use for a long time. So yes, just a quick video. If you feel that there's any true, awakened, occult, like, knowledgeable energy vampire anywhere in your vicinity, you must destroy them. As it says in the Satanic Bible by Anton LaVey, that is a left-hand path type of practice, whatever, but it says, when a person encroaches on your space, if a person comes anywhere near you, if a person is sort of an energy vampire, and LaVey and Satanists are sort of so against energy vampires anyway, they see them as weak, useless pieces of shit stuck to your shoe, pretty much, because it is the true sign of weakness. You could play their games, but you must fight fire with fire. Destroy your enemy. Destroy them. Kick them out of your space before they destroy you. This is the only way. Like I said, the universe works, especially on an energetic level. The universe works on a principle of devour to survive. If you do not fight back, you will be placed lower and lower on the food chain, and eventually you'll be destroyed. Master this. Drain them. Show them who's boss, and get them the hell out of your life. You could do all these things. You like these New Agers say, oh yeah, distance yourself from an energy vampire. Yes, you could distance yourself from an unawakened energy vampire and you'll be okay. But a true energy vampire is remorseless. Like I said, they will drain you no matter how far away you are from them. They will drain you in their dreams. They will drain you on the astral realm. They will do all this sorcery to drain you. Fight fire with fire. Learn these things. Look it up. Do not fall victim to energy vampirism. Do not become an energy vampire yourself. Read about this. Learn how to fight fire with fire. And fight the good fight. Destroy these weaklings, these parasites, these whatever. I do not want to give them a bad name because true energy vampires, some of them have good intentions in the heart. You know, they are kind of born with this ability and this talent, and they do not abuse it. They drain energy from natural sources, from Mother Nature, from thunderstorms, from all this stuff. Even if they drain from people, they drain from willing victims, people that enjoy that type of stuff. They do not steal. But there's these filthy, sort of ruthless energy vampires that walk around, and they will drain you remorselessly. And those are the ones that should be kind of punished, should be fought off, because like I said, there's unlimited forms of energy out there in this world, and they could go anywhere and get that, but they choose to use the quick, easy route of it. That's enough ranting from me. I hope you enjoyed. This is advanced knowledge. A lot of people are unaware of this, but I am making you aware. I am the hermit shining the lantern in the darkness. Get the book Energy Vampire Codex by Michel Belanger to sort of see how these people work, and you could learn energy vampirism techniques yourself to learn how to vampirize those vampires in your life and destroy them. Thank you. Enjoy.